Hi everyone, thanks again for joining me on Sealed for Good. Today we are talking about the Gripset E60 product. Now, if you haven't subscribed, please remember to do so. So the Gripset E60, what is it? It's a two-part water-based epoxy, and it's a favourite for many contractors who use the Gripset range. But some contractors that I speak to are concerned about the word epoxy and stay away from these sorts of products. And it's nothing to be fearful of. What Gripset E60 is a two-part, a part A, a part B. I call epoxies. There's a hardener, and when you mix it together, it looks and feels like a paint or a primer. Really simple to use. You can roll it out on both a vertical or a horizontal surface. Now, often in our specifications, we recommend the Gripset E60 as a water-based vapor barrier to prevent any of the blistering that happen with membranes, particularly outdoor surfaces where the concrete or screeds might be moist, because it will act as that blocking property. But more importantly, it's also used on vertical for negative hydrostatic applications. So a lot of contractors or builders use it when they're doing underground applications, particularly cellar walls or garage walls that might be against an elevated site next door, and they're trying to stop the moisture coming into the underground environment. And with all the sort of mold toxins that can happen from dampness underground, it's a great product to use on those wall applications. Now, when you apply it, you can put one coat down as a primer coat when you're preventing blistering from membranes on a screed outside or a concrete slab. But if you've got rising damp, our specifications will show two coats, and you get a heavier film and more hydrostatic resistance. This product is fantastic for all our membranes, liquids and sheets. They're all compatible with it. But also, for some applications, you could even use it on its own and leave it exposed underground. As I mentioned before about the garage walls, you can clad plasterboard linings or cement sheet linings on it underground if you're converting a room underground. And if you're using it externally, sometimes you can even put an acrylic paint or a texture coating over the top of it, as long as they can bond to a sealed surface. So when should you be using Gripset E60? Primarily from a waterproofing application, use it when the surfaces might be damp, or when you might suspect that it's still like a green concrete, which means it's still fresh and hasn't fully cured, and you don't want any of those vapors to blister the membrane. It is a really good process to have as your go-to primer when working externally. And a lot of contractors I know use it religiously, even when they're working on cement sheet surfaces. Now, cement sheet won't blister, but they just want it because if they suspect there's any dampness in the surface, it'll lock that out. So it's a product you can use for external applications all year round. And if you are inclined to want to use an epoxy, or you might have a specification that says a vapor barrier primer must be used, that is the go-to product. If you'd like more information, get onto the data sheet off our website, call Tech Services on 1-800-650-435, or get hold of any of our team around the country. Remember, Gripset E60 is your go-to externally, and also remember to subscribe. I'll see you next time.